Hello, welcome to St. Mary's Catholic Parish. I'm Father Martin, your pastor here, along with our new deacon, Deacon Juan Torres. Hi, Deacon. Welcome to St. Mary's Catholic Church.
Thank you, Father Martin.
Deacon, we are so glad that you are here, and we welcome you to be here.
Thanks.
Deacon, one of the things that we're doing, Deacon Juan, is talking about each other's vocations. And we heard last week or a couple of weeks ago, actually, we heard from our seminarian, William, who gave us a beautiful story about his walk with Christ and how he is discerning right now to be a priest. So he's in formation to be a priest. So a couple of people have asked that question of what's Deacon Juan's vocation story and how did he come to be here? So can you tell us a little bit about your vocation and your call to Christ?
Sure, of course. Well, first, I want to commend you for doing that. It would be great that all the pastors will do things like this to promote more vocation because we need more priests. My vocation started when I got baptized, of course. I was in Mexico. I was born in Mexico, and I moved to Dallas, and now I'm living in Sherman. Well, when I was in Mexico, I got baptized, and I made my first communion at the age of 9. And at the age of 14, I moved to the United States, in Texas, in Dallas. When I was in school, I always been devoted to our Blessed Mother, and she has walked with me in this journey. She always has accompanied me to come to Christ.
And how did you develop this devotion to our Blessed Mother?
Well, I got it from my mom. My mom, she's very devout. She always comes to our Blessed Mother to ask for her intercession, to help her on her needs.
That's beautiful. So you had this beautiful relationship not only with our Blessed Mother, but a relationship with your mom who helped foster this relationship now towards Christ.
Yes, that's correct. And my journey when I was in my transition I started in my 8th grade. I was now very active to being a Catholic. So I was in and out of going to church, and it was rough. I was lost. I couldn't tell where my life was going. So when I graduated from high school in 2007, I went to college in Tyler Junior College. I studied business administration. I got an associate's there, and then I moved to Texas A&M Commerce, where everything started. I was able to. I say they started because I had a retreat, which is Cursillo of Cristiandad. And there, one of my friends invited me to come to this retreat. It's a retreat of 4 days that changed my life completely in 180 degrees. It transformed my life to be in a new creature and to follow Christ. So in that transition, I was able to meet Christ, to experience His mercy and His love for me, and how much He cares for me, that He died in the cross for me. Because during before my retreat, my life was meaningless because I didn't have a goal in life, especially on my faith.
That's beautiful. It just reminded me of the woman of the well and how she was thirsty, and she was thirsty for the wrong water, and Jesus comes and gives her this water of life. And I was just called to that story, just listening to your story. That's incredible. What happened afterwards?
Well, I was able to be more active in my parish, and I was able to have this thirst and hunger for God. So during my transition of my conversion, I was able to experience peace and joy in my life, the joy that the gospel talks about. And I say, if I experience in this, I want others to experience this too. That's why I felt called to priesthood, because I want to spread this joy and this peace.
That's beautiful. So after you spent some time discerning this, what did you do next?
Well, I went to the pastor, and I got involved in different ministries. I was in the youth group, and I was with the cursillistas. They call the Altrella. That's the group of all the cursillistas. And also, I was I was a matachin. a dancer for Our Lady
Very
of
nice.
Guadalupe
Yeah.
because she's been there for me.
Well, sure. It goes along with your devotion. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, another question that people are asking is, well, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, it was beautiful. But one of the questions somebody else has asked me about you is, what's the difference between a transitional deacon and a permanent deacon?
Well,
People are just asking that question.
yes. Well, thank you so much for asking that question because I get that question a lot. I would say, a permanent diaconate is a permanent deacon is someone whose first vocation is marriage, and once they marry, they feel called to diaconate, and usually the formation is 6 years. For a transitional deacon, it's 7 to 9 years total, and for me, it's gonna take 9. Um, and the transitory deacon is it goes in a transition to priesthood, and we don't marry, we remain celibate.
One of the questions that I meant to ask you, and I forgot to ask you earlier, is when did they ordain you a deacon? When were you ordained?
Well, that's a great question. Thank you for asking. I'm a baby deacon. I just got ordained May 2nd, 2020 of this year.
Oh, so you're really just a brand new deacon.
I'm a baby deacon. Yeah,
baby deacon.
I'm a
Very
baby
good.
deacon,
That's
yeah.
awesome. Okay, God willing, if everything goes well, when will they ordain you a priest?
God willing, it will be on May or early June of next year.
Okay, so wow, that's pretty quick. That's less than a year from now.
Yes.
Yeah. So how long are you going to be here at St. Mary's?
Well, I'll be here for 5 months. 5 months.
For 5 months. And during those 5 months, what is one of the things that you would like to learn from us?
Thank you. That's a great question. Well, I want to grow in the virtue of charity. I think it's very important that a diaconate understands more about being charitable and imitate Christ, and also to learn from this community that they will help me to how to serve them better, how to serve better God.
That's a beautiful virtue, to be a servant of Christ. Yeah, to serve and not to be served. Yeah, that's
Correct.
awesome. Okay, and another question: what would you say to somebody who came up to you and said, "Hey, I'm thinking of I have a vocation call to the priesthood"? What would you tell them?
Well, I always say congratulations. First of all, don't be afraid to pursue this vocation. It's great that you take the time to discern if this is your vocation, because at the end you're searching for your happiness, and your happiness will be in your vocation. You can find out that maybe it's marriage, or maybe it can be a diaconate, permanent deacon for those who are married, and you never know when God is calling you. And those who are single, and maybe you are called to priesthood. Don't be afraid. Put it into prayer, and also get active at church, at your parish. Talk with the priest, and help him to understand that you're feeling this call, and he will walk with you. And if it's your vocation, he will connect you with the vocation director of the Diocese of Dallas.
That's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for giving us. Thank you for giving some of your time, sharing your life with us, and a little bit of experience about your journey with Christ. Brothers and sisters, if you think you have a calling to the priesthood or the diaconate, actually just brothers, not the brothers and sisters, right? Brothers, sorry. You could be called, and girls, you could be called to the religious life.
That's
and there is a similar but different formation for the religious life. We're going to have the website placed up, and a phone number for our vocations office, our diocesan office, up on our website, so you can look at it, and we'll flash it up there, and you can call them if you feel that you're being called. Make sure that you contact a priest. It's first and foremost, contact a priest. Start having that conversation with your fellow priest. And also make sure that you're involved in the church and church activities. It's really important to make sure that you feel this strong calling. Again, retreats are phenomenal, and thank you for sharing your experience at your retreat and the thirst that you had at the retreat. Brothers and sisters, that concludes our interview with Deacon Juan. We thank Deacon Juan for being here with us
You're
and
welcome.
sharing
My
his
pleasure.
life with us. And we, you and I, right, people? We hope to see you and serve with you at the altar, and just we hope and pray that everything goes as it should be. Deacon, do you mind if I pray over you?
No.
Yeah? Okay. Brothers and sisters, let's all pray for our deacon as he travels, as he continues to discern this road towards priesthood. So in the name of the Father, and the Son, and Holy Spirit, amen. Gracious and loving God, we thank you for the gift of Deacon Juan. We thank you for his yes, his continuous yes on this journey that he is on. We ask that you continue to illuminate his heart and his mind to be the worthy servant that he seeks to be. Be with him and protect him from all harm. Help him to illuminate the hearts and the minds of many of those individuals he meets. We ask this all in your name, and the Father, and the Son, and Holy Spirit. Amen.
Thank you, Father Martin.
Thank you. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you another day. God bless.
Bye.